Okay. Baby girl, turn down your Kindle, please. Be right back. It's a bit loud. Oh. Thank you, JJ. Trying to do like 8 things at one time. Okay. How are you doing today, JJ? I have to share all the things. Maybe. I can't see the chat right now, just so you know, the way I'm doing this. Okay, got that done. Any day now, Facebook. Every time. Every single time. Okay. Alrighty. Hey, Shermer. Hey, Cindy Luhu. How you doing? How's everybody doing today? Don't forget to switch from top chat to live chat. And if you don't mind liking the video real quick, that would be appreciated. Or the stream. Words. Oh, yeah. Man. It has been an intense day. Hey, Christ Conflict. How you doing? Filet mignon. Oh, you're evil. You're evil. That sounds good. Not even gonna lie. Oh Lord. All right, let me find what I'm looking for. Okay. Oh man, it has been a day. How is everyone doing? It never seems like there's enough coffee. I just need more coffee. Can't handle it. I need more coffee. Okay, this is for, as per usual for Elsa. for any people who are kind of new to the channel, we have people who watch but can't really interact because they either just got out of or are still in a DV situation. So I share the makeup that I'm wearing for them. So completely forgot. I think that's it. Is that it? That's probably it. Okay. So of course everything is ColourPop because I'm not interested in being in pain. Today, this is the eyeshadow palette for the day. It's called Big Poppy. If you're into like warm nudes, highly recommend. So that's what it looks like. Hopefully y'all can see the colors, but see on the camera it looks kind of blah, but in real life it's actually really nice. Perfect for, for work. And I'm basically stuck on these blushes. They are just super easy. No muss, no fuss. Just really natural looking. So yeah, that way I don't look like just a white blob on the screen. So that palette is just mattes, right? So I put a little bit of this on. For a little bit of shimmer. Guys, just close your eyes and listen. Her voice could make a Medicaid reallotment seem interesting. Wait. It's like an audio hug. Well, that's good. I hope so, because Elsa kind of needs all the hugs. She's out, but, there's still... you don't just get out and, everything's fine usually. So, yeah. And the lippy is Gold Digger. I find that just hilarious. Super funny. But it's just a regular nude. And it would probably look like a regular nude on anyone else but me. I am ridiculously pale. So on me, of course, it looks like I'm trying to be dramatic, but really I'm not. I'm just... man. No, it's goal. Hold on, let me type it because that's one of those words that's kind of hard for me to say. Yeah, if it said Gold Digger, I wouldn't have picked it up, but Gold Digger is much better. That I can do. I have a speech impediment, so some words are kind of difficult for me to say. So, doing the ASMR thing, I'm not sure how that's gonna work out. I'll have to pre-record it and edit. It's gonna be interesting. Oh boy, what in the hell now? Oh boy. Hey Camilla, how you doing? What's up? Wow, there could be people in here. Has anyone talked to Josh? Is he okay? He's probably sleeping. Oh boy. So, I've been looking at getting someone on here to talk about jurisdiction in relation to indigenous cultures and reservations. And I have a couple people I'm talking with, but they kind of want to wait and hold off until my channel grows bigger. And I get it. These people have a lot of work to do, and a lot of people don't take a smaller channel seriously. So, wait, what? Mildly manipulate the like button. Though consensually. Mildly manipulate with consent. What's going on? Well, I'll have to look at the news. I pinched the button. Oh boy. We're going to have to do a series of t-shirts that have these funny sayings on them, because some of this stuff is just ridiculously funny. In Florida, a 14-year-old girl and her 12-year-old brother. Oh, Lord. I mean, we need to add them to the prayer section on the Discord, because who knows what hell they were living in. Do you know what I mean? Well, I hope they're okay. All right, so once a week I want to do, one stream a week. Jesus. Well, hopefully they have a advocate for them both. All right, so with murdered and missing indigenous women and people in general, but it's mostly women, there are issues that come up with jurisdiction, and it's really complicated and it's really hard to explain. So you have your normal local, state, federal jurisdictions, right? But along with that, you have tribal jurisdictions. So a person who is registered with a culture, I don't really like to use the word tribe, it's a personal thing. if someone who is not a tribal member goes on res and they hurt someone who is a registered member, or if that registered member is hurt off res, but usually it's on res, then issues of jurisdiction come into play, because does it fall under tribal? Does that person who is not a tribal member fall under the tribal jurisdiction or not? The person who is a registered member does fall under the tribal jurisdiction. But a non-Indigenous person who's on res who hurts an Indigenous person then technically should fall under federal jurisdiction, is how it is usually looked at. But a lot of the time the feds don't want to take it, so they kind of punt the ball over to local or state. It's complicated, it's confusing, and it kind of seems like no one wants to take responsibility. You also have to consider and take into account the fact that there are treaties in place, right? There are treaties. Treaties. Not one treaty has been kept. Not one. Just keep that in mind. So, with murdered and missing Indigenous women, there's another thing to keep in mind, and that is systemic poverty. All right. So if you're poor, you may not be able to afford a car, a vehicle, or to use Uber or what have you. So how do you get to and from work or school or the grocery store or wherever it is you're going? You might hitchhike or walk, right? What other options do you have? There's a common misconception that Indigenous people get all of this money from the government in reparations for genocide and everything else that has happened. It's not the way you think it is. That's going to have to be a whole separate stream because it's complicated. Part of the reason all of this is so complicated is because you have so many different cultures, right? So I have my work cut out for me, but here's the thing. When Indigenous women go missing, and either they're never found or they survive, that's something to be thankful for, or they're found and they're dead, all kinds of problems come up. There's one case where a woman apparently, supposedly, threw herself off a bridge, somehow cut herself in half, trigger warning, and thus committed suicide. I find that curious. How exactly did she make that happen? I'm just saying. There are a bunch of other cases. A woman supposedly took herself off the planet in the trunk of a vehicle which was run into a pond. Can someone please help me make this make sense? They say that there are fewer serial killers right now, but I doubt that. What if they've just gotten smarter and they're targeting other groups of people who are marginalized to the point that you barely hear anything about them in the media at all? Hey, Night Runner, how you doing? Yes, indeed, there are quite a few, and I will be bringing many of them up. Just in this stream, I kind of want to lay some foundation work. I mean, you know, I've never, damn. you know, the levels of ridiculousness is just kind of astounding. Okay. So, as a foundation stream, I'm going to be talking about a few things in this stream. There are cultural norms, and I'm only speaking of my culture because there are many cultures all across this continent. You got up in Canada, you know, all over America, down in Latin American. Most of the people in Latin and Hispanic countries here on this continent, many of them are indigenous, just so you know. Puerto Rico, a large part of that population, indigenous. Wait, what? I have no idea what's going on right now. Give me 1 second, y'all. I have no idea what's going on with that. Okay. Hey, Ballistic, how you doing? Yes, they should. And that's one of the reasons I'm going to be doing, you know, this stream once a week. But I didn't do one last week or the week before because jurisdiction is really, really complicated. Hey, Josh, how you doing? Yay, Puerto Rico. Lots of my family are there. My godfathers. Right. I've always wanted to visit Puerto Rico. When I lived in Miami, I mean, you know, and there's one large area that's basically like little Puerto Rico, kind of, you know, like, so, yeah. It's just more fluff. Don't even worry about it. Okay. So with the jurisdiction, you have more problems that come in with these pipelines. And I've talked about this before, where they have these things called man camps. What the? Can you all see me? Can you see me, hear me, all that good stuff? Because I don't know if I'm frozen or what. Okay, you have these, wherever they're building pipelines, they end up having these things called man camps, okay? Hey, Violet Witch, how you doing? And these man camps, they can have anywhere from like 30 or more men staying there to help build these pipelines. And these are short-term jobs. They're not long-term jobs. Usually on these pipelines, they'll only have 4 or 5 people working them. So you're not getting a huge influx of jobs from having these pipelines. And they do more damage than good. And also, typically, while these pipelines are being built, you'll have an upspike in crime against women, young men, you know, LGBTQ plus indigenous people, whoever. What's she doing?
This is Dad.
What?
This is Dad cat.
Oh, that's for the sewing stuff. Well, except you got toys in there. You want to open it?
Yes.
See?
That's my toy.
Uh-huh. You're welcome. Um,
Just another one.
I don't know how, hold on, I don't know if you have any more in there, baby. I don't know what all you put in here.
What is that?
That is your little bag. Look.
The knife, this
What is this?
one. That is mine.
Look, you open it, right? And you got brushes in there.
I
Oh,
was.
yeah, this is a brush holder. Remember? Here, go ahead. Go in your room. Watch your Kindle. Have fun with your brushes. Okay, so when these man camps pop up, crime spikes up. A lot of these man camps are on or very near reservations, and they wreak havoc on the local population. That is the 10,000-pound elephant in the room that nobody's talking about. Except for, well, indigenous people are talking about it, but they're being ignored as per usual. Also, on top of that, you usually have, a lot of the time you'll have, what are they called? Where truck drivers, like rest stops and whatever for truck drivers, not very far away.
That.
Oh, that is not for you. Thank you. Thank you for giving me this, okay?
That is for you.
Yeah, that's for me. It's a safety pin. You don't get that. Thank you for finding it and giving it to me. Go in your room. Go watch your Kindle.
Where does that go?
That's a safety pin. Where's your Kindle?
Okay.
Okay. I mean, probably. I wouldn't be surprised. I think you would have a better chance with your DNA, like having your DNA checked, than I would, because most of the like 23andMe and all that usually are not very good for indigenous people to trace their indigenous side. But maybe with the Pictish and Scottish groups, you might have a better time of it. But yeah, Irish people also, well, that's complicated in and of itself, but you know, a good bit of Irish people in Ireland are indigenous there as well. So, but here, there's a problem with truck drivers also. So think about it. If you're a serial offender, you're going to try to find a way where you can offend without getting caught, right? So if you're a truck driver going all across the country, who knows where, you're going across many different jurisdictions. And when you're dealing with indigenous people, that's another jurisdiction. And also, indigenous people are heavily marginalized. When was the last time you heard anything about what was going on in the indigenous world? In the media. At all. I mean, it's pretty rare. So you also have these man camps. So that's two different ways that offenders could have free and clear access to a very vulnerable group of people and potentially get away with it. So once a week, we're going to be talking about cases involving not just, but mainly indigenous women. You know how I am. It's hard for me to talk about cases involving children. It is extremely difficult for me to talk about that. Yes, it is. Yeah. Now we already talked about one highway of tears, but there are others. So that's why I want to do this stream, just to set up things for next week and get things kind of ready, I suppose. And hopefully get people thinking about how everything plays a part You've got generational trauma, which can and does lead to substance abuse issues.
What's that?
That is a bag to hold stuff in, like your brushes. Yeah, you could put your brushes in there.
What's in there?
Uh-huh, maybe. You have to try and see.
Okay.
I'm not sure if they'll fit, but you can try. Go ahead.
Okay.
Right on. Yeah, a lot more people are indigenous than they realize, really, in this country. So, what was I saying? Yes, so, substance abuse problems, which then, of course, usually leads to some sort of incarceration and criminal history. And, if you look more indigenous, then you have that going against you as well. So then in so many different ways, you have the people off res who already have like this mental discrimination and prejudice against.
Mommy.
What?
What's that?
That is a brush.
And what's it called?
A brush. It's for blush.
Oh, eyebrush.
Yeah, it goes on your cheeks.
I don't know where the brush is.
It's in your hand, silly. Hey, where are you going? Can you go in your room? So,
Brush.
in so many ways, people who look more indigenous are not the perfect victims. If you think about it. But there's more to it that we have to talk about.
What's that?
That's another brush. You have, on top of all of that,
What is that called?
that's another brush, and I have no idea what that's called. I don't even know. I think it's a blending brush, but I could be wrong.
That is going to go.
Right here above your cheekbones.
Above cheekbones.
Mm-hmm. Good job. Do you need me to turn your Kindle back on?
No, thank you.
Oh, okay. One of the other things that goes into this is not everyone who is indigenous looks indigenous, right? Hi.
Or that.
Those are all brushes of different kinds. Did you try to put them in the bag?
No. What is that?
That is another brush that helps with your lips.
Lips?
Mm-hmm.
What is that?
That's when you put lipstick on with.
What is that?
That goes above the cheekbones right there.
What is that?
And that goes above the cheekbones right there.
What is that?
That's a blush brush.
What is it?
Yeah, she loves asking questions, and I don't really mind. Right. Well, coffee isn't really hydrating, but here we go. Okay, so I heard that she was in the hospital. Yeah. Oh my God. This right here. Now we're going to talk about this right now. So there's a lot to unpack here. Oh,
What is that called?
I don't know. I didn't see it. That's one for your lips, I think. I'm not sure. Let me see. Show me the top. Let me see. Yep, that's for your lips. Okay. Yes. And yes, she has. We'll have to add her to the like prayer space. Yes. Okay, so there's a lot of history.
Mommy. I need help.
They fit in there. You did a good job.
Oh.
We have like what 400 years of colonization, and that has an effect on how people look, how indigenous people look. Have you ever heard of Will Rogers? Indigenous. How about Johnny Depp? Apparently indigenous. There are a bunch of people who you've seen in popular mainstream media who are indigenous. Some of them are Cherokee. Hold on 1 second. I really want a better picture of her. Hold on 1 second. That's not the picture I wanted. Oh, we'll go with this picture. Hey, allegedly, how you doing? Cher, I've heard she's indigenous, but I don't I don't know if I've seen that confirmed, but I mean with those cheekbones, just saying. Hold on, let me.
I'm ready to welcome some new one.
Right on. This is one of my favorite people. Has been since I was a child. Her name is Wilma Mankiller. You better watch it. You're gonna lose your brushes.
No.
Um,
Don't use my brushes.
Yeah.
No, don't teach me brushes.
So, does Wilma Mankiller look like your typical, stereotypical, like what you might automatically think of as indigenous? Think about Johnny Depp. Does he? You can't always judge a book by its cover. And maybe questioning someone's, status as an indigenous person is in and of itself racist. But there is also a joke that goes along with that. It's so prevalent in indigenous communities that white people and other people will question our status. But there's a joke for it because sarcasm is considered a high art form in most indigenous cultures. And the joke goes like this. Indigenous person says to white person, "Oh, I don't look indigenous enough for you? I'm sorry, my bad. I forgot my bow and arrows." It happens so often. Some indigenous people are mistaken for Asian, Japanese, Peruvian, what have you. And then others are mistaken for just being white. Now I could go ahead and I could pass and just be white, right? Easily. You'd never know from looking at me. But then I would cut out part of my ancestry and I would be disrespectful of part of my ancestry. I was not raised to be that way. If it makes someone uncomfortable that I'm actually indigenous and European, that's not my problem. My problem is that indigenous people are ignored. So coming at me and coming for me because I say I'm indigenous misses the complete point. Instead of being outraged by me saying this, why not be outraged by the fact that Indigenous women are being murdered and their families are grieving? Wouldn't that be a better use of energy and precious time? I think. Understand that if you ask someone for their papers or for their card or to prove that they are Indigenous, there's a lot of history behind that. There have been Indigenous people who were stopped and their papers were demanded by law enforcement and they were beaten and maybe even killed. It is typical. This is nothing new. I'm not even shocked by it anymore. I don't think many Indigenous people are. Well, I mean, when you think about it, in this country, God knows how many people are walking around and have no clue about their ancestry. Do you know what I mean? I mean, for Indigenous people, so many people, you know, you had children forcibly removed from their families and put into these boarding schools that were really death camps. And the ones that survived had very little connection to their family after this, right? And then others were put into foster care. Others were adopted off to white families and don't know who their families are or what culture they belong to. So someone could be full Indigenous and not even know what culture is their community. And then you go out to that person and demand that they prove who they are. Well, that's just ignorant. There's a lot of history behind this that is just full of pain. There's genocide. You know, 400 years of colonization has an effect on Indigenous people. Also, most Indigenous people don't like being called an Indian because I don't have any ancestry from India. I don't, and maybe there is someone out there who does, who knows? Can't speak for every single Indigenous person, but I can say that really, it's 2021. The year is 2021. Can we get past using that word? Just saying. She's feeling okay. That's good, though. There's been way too much stress going on. Way too much. Hey, Caddy, how you doing? Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. I share this stuff on my personal private Facebook page, and my family, I wouldn't be surprised if a couple of them are watching right now. And if I'm lying, they will call me out. Also, friends. I have friends on here that I've known for a long time. You've seen them in chat. None of them have called me out. Why do you think that is? Just common sense, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, well, I don't know. So yeah, that is so true. Sadly. But, you know, with the look of a person, there was one case where a woman was attacked by a man. She looked white. She passed like I do, right? But she was half Cherokee. Was it Cherokee? I think it was Cherokee. Not from the Oklahoma band, from one of the other bands. She was attacked by a guy. She was a registered Indigenous person, and it was on, in reservation territory, but the guy tried to get out of it by saying, well, she looked white. So what? I mean, it didn't work for him, but he did try. Do you know what I mean? So there are different aspects that go into it, and it all comes together to create a situation where no matter where an Indigenous person goes, there is danger, and also there are problems. Oh yeah. They had. I think there's a documentary about that too, and John Trudell talks about that quite a bit. Well, talked about that. I may have to go watch some of his talks at some point soon because he's very calming. Like, he's considered medicine. So, yeah, that's another thing. Any federal land that is abandoned is supposed to go back to Indigenous people, but typically it doesn't. So that was why they occupied Alcatraz. Yep, that didn't go well. But so yeah. Okay. So I'm still getting emails from people who are bitching at me for, faking being Indigenous. If that continues, I'm just going to release them all publicly. I'll take your name out. I'm not going to dox anybody, but I will release them publicly to everyone so everyone can see your bullshit. So that everyone can see the horrible things that you're saying about Indigenous people. Also, some of the things I don't think you want, Indigenous cultures knowing about, because they have lawyers and they may come for you. Like, especially now, there was another mass grave found containing the remains of 215 children on the grounds of a boarding school in Canada. Now's not the time. Yeah, they're. I blocked them, and they just come up with like new accounts. But it's the same wording, it's the same spelling and grammar. I know who you are, and you're an asshole. Oh, Lord, just the idiocy. It has been because of, me and people I know and my life experiences. I'm not going to look at someone and make an assumption. I'm not going to do it about what their ancestry is because you never know. Here in New Orleans, you could look at someone and think that's a black person or a white person or whatever, and they could be Creole. And they will hand you your ass. And why would I dox myself and show someone any documentation? Do people realize that I would dox myself if I showed my documentation? Does that compute to anyone is my question. And it goes the same for anyone who is Indigenous. If they show you their documentation, they're doxing themselves. Hey, Froggy821. Yeah, no, Sharemare. Yes. But this is, I guess they have no life because there are several accounts, all pretty sure same person. But I'll sit here and I'll do a stream and I'll show y'all the emails. I don't have a problem doing that. I'm not gonna dox the person. But it's just ridiculous. In other words, grow the fuck up. Okay. So you have Will Rogers. He was a famous actor and entertainer who became one of the highest paid motion picture stars of his generation. He was Cherokee. I'm trying to see people that all of you will know. Basically that page was clickbait. Okay. Ooh, that's going way back. All right, we need to go. Wilma Mankiller, first woman Cherokee principal chief and well-known Native American activist. Yeah. Rosa Parks, who wouldn't give up her seat on a bus, the incident that started racial reform in the 60s. Apparently she was Cherokee as well. Not surprised. Victor Daniels played Tonto in early Lone Ranger films. Johnny Depp. Charisma Carpenter. Huh. I cannot see the chat. Whoa. What did I just do? Okay. Apparently, I'm underwhelmed. It's just a waste of time. They're not doing or saying anything that I haven't heard before. So, James Earl Jones. Right on. Chuck Norris. Oh, I did not know that. Lou Diamond Phillips. Right on. Okay, now, Lou Diamond Phillips. I had a huge crush on him. He was cute, man. Damn. Okay, let's talk about this for a second, though. There's no. Are you being sarcastic? Because that is a running joke in indigenous communities. There's no such thing as princesses or princes in indigenous communities unless you're like going Aztec, Mayan, you know. Oh, really? I didn't know that. Thank you. I hope so. All right. So, right now, in indigenous communities, just all over, the find of that most recent mass grave, it's hit indigenous people really hard, real hard. Now is not the time. Just chill out. Calm the fuck down. That's part of the reason I took a couple days off, because y'all know I can't talk about children being harmed, but there's a lot of that with the history of what has been done, to indigenous people. I mean, who didn't have a crush on him? I know men who were just like, damn, What was that movie? The Young Guns? I'm not sure if that was the name of it, but oh my god. Hey Sherry, how you doing? Sherry's landscaping. We have two Sherrys on here, so I have to yeah, so yeah. All right, we've done the topic. What do y'all want to talk about now? Who's Cliff Lee? Now I'm gonna have to look. I don't know who that is. Do you mean the baseball player? That's the only Cliff Lee that seems to be coming up. Now, that was a good movie, though. That was a good movie. And he was so cute in that movie. Right. Hey, babe. Man, I almost grabbed a knife. You need to let me know when you're coming back here. I was like, yeah.
Hi.
Hey, babe. You going to say hi to everybody?
Hi, everyone.
How you doing?
Doing good.
How's your finger?
Can't feel the pain, so that's good.
That's good. I was telling people on the Discord that when you close your fist, you're flipping everyone off, basically.
I'm not trying to. This is the extent of what I can bend my finger at the moment.
Christ conflict. I mean, it's perfectly fine if y'all have a bromance. That's okay. I'm fine with that.
Hey, Cher. Hi, Sherry.
Don't even get me started about La Bamba. Damn. Yeah.
La Bamba?
La Bamba, yeah, with Lou Diamond Phillips. When his character dies, it's based on a true story. All the women, all my mom's friends,
I don't know.
busted out crying.
I know what we're talking about. Hi, Ballistic.
Marcus crushed his finger at work yesterday.
Yeah,
So
that was fun. Y'all want to see?
No.
No?
It's not bad, though.
It's not that bad.
You don't have a cut or anything.
Small cut. Small cut.
Oh, how's the piggy baby doing?
I've been working one-handed all day. Hey, ad husband. I love that.
Hello, Ginger Lee. How you doing? What, did you unplug it?
Ginger Lee.
Did it turn off?
Probably.
Yep, it needs to be plugged back in.
Okay. Doug?
So, yeah.
Is there a Welby in the house?
Oh, what?
Welby. Marcus Welby.
Don't know who that is. Who is that?
The name's familiar. I can't recall.
I don't know either.
Hi, Daddy.
Richie
baby.
Valens?
Daddy.
Richie Valens. Right.
Back.
It's been a long time since I saw that movie. Oh my god. Yeah, he died in an airplane crash. Sad.
Go.
Crushed my thumb when I was a kid. Now I know that pain. Yeah.
Daddy, go to.
I went to work and now I'm back.
You can say hi?
Hi.
Thank
I know,
you.
She's adorable. She's so cute.
She needs a diaper change.
Okay.
That 70s show. God, I actually used to like that show.
There's a doctor called Marcus Welby. Yeah, I kind of figured
Right.
that's where we were going.
I haven't seen that show in a long time. Yeah. I think this might need more fluid.
Okay.
I can't really tell. It looks like it.
I'm just being bombarded with cuddles at the moment.
Uh-oh.
Oh, she's sleepy.
She's probably hungry too. I was gonna make dinner in a little bit. Look at her ringlets, man. She's got these perfect ringlets that just...
Mm-hmm.
Richie Valens died with Buddy Holly and the Big Bopper after a kick. Yeah.
In a snowstorm. And
And
she
he
was afraid of flying.
Yeah. Yeah. Sad too because if I remember correctly, Richie Valens was like about to hit big. Do you know what I mean?
Not so
No.
strong.
Mm-hmm. No, it's not snowing outside. No.
It doesn't snow here very often.
Like once every 12 years.
Yeah.
It's not raining out today.
Like once a decade. Plus 2 years.
Oh boy.
What is that?
That's my mustache.
What is that?
That's my goatee.
What's that?
That's my eyebrows.
What's that?
That's my hair.
What is that?
That's peach fuzz.
She knows all this, but she just,
What is that?
I don't know what you're pointing at. I can't see it.
yeah.
That's probably my necklace from my dog tags. That's my dog tags. You know about those. You tell me when the silences are off. The little plastic things that stop them from clanging.
Yeah. You want to take her up front or
Sure.
go up front?
No.
You want to go cuddle with Daddy and your Kindle?
No.
No, thank you. She's so
No.
cute. Okay, Froggy, thank you for stopping by.
I could cut with you. It's my candy. I could cut you.
Mm-hmm. Do you want to go up front and do that?
No.
No.
I like it.
How's the baby piggy doing? Is she eating good still, or?
Now I like to go lay down with you, and mommy would lay down with me, and he could lay down with me again. I can lay down with her again. And I can teach you how to be a kid.
Dude, y'all gotta learn how to be a kid.
Uh-huh.
Maybe not a bad idea, actually.
You're so sweet.
Oh, right. Well, I mean, at least she's,
And I would like to.
as long as she's getting some nutrients.
How to be
But-
a kid. Again. Can I show you how to be a kid?
Sure, but you have to do it after the stream, okay?
Okay.
Okay, let's go up front. Let's go plug in your Kindle.
And change your
No,
diaper.
I don't.
What?
The plug is in her bedroom. The charger.
I figured.
Words.
Kindle.
Dee.
All right, let's go change your diaper. Come on.
Um,
You went poo poo.
starting to eat pellets in the hay. Right on. That's good. That's a good thing. All right, so Is there anything else that y'all want to talk about? I think I have enough like groundwork done on like jurisdiction and all that. Shoot, I forgot something. Mwah. I love you.
Love you.
I just remembered I totally forgot something. So there's one other thing that we have to talk about, actually, and that is blood quantum level. What is a blood quantum? There's one group of people in this world that is judged by a blood quantum level. Now, it used to be that people of African descent were also judged this way. And it was the one drop rule. If you had one drop of black blood, then you were black, right? That's no longer the case, rightly so, as it should be. But there is a group that is still judged by blood quantum levels, and that is indigenous people. Why? Because the powers that be are probably hoping that indigenous people will, over time, have a blood quantum level that is so low that they will no longer qualify to be registered with their culture. But it gets really complicated, as with all things. So if you have one parent who is from one culture and another parent from another culture, think about that for a second. That has some far-reaching ramifications. So in my family, certain people in my family have decided if you have one drop of indigenous blood, you're indigenous. They're like, just done with it. Done with it. The federal government doesn't get to decide for us. So, there's more and more pushback from indigenous communities on that blood quantum thing, which I think rightly so. Thank you, Ballistic. Oh, yeah. There have been a few cases like that. There have been a few situations, because in the South, probably even right now, people are judged so harshly for dumbass things. Wow, when was this? I'm just curious. Oh, wow. That is a miracle right there. Man, that's some good news. Congratulations. That at least, baby girl didn't have to have surgery. Man. Wow. So in the past couple of days, baby girl has actually started having tantrums, which she doesn't normally do. So I think we might be hearing one right now. I heard none of that internet blipped. Heard none of what? Which part? Yeah, with this, that is just a miracle. If that's the part that, and I'll say it again, I don't care. That's a miracle right there. That is a miracle. Congratulations, Sherry. Send our love to your daughter and all that. Yeah, I gave them to her. Is that why she was upset?
Yes.
Do not take her brushes away.
I didn't know that you gave them to her. She even told me no, so I'm just gonna come check.
Okay. Dude, Do not take her brushes away from her. Man. Oh my God. Oh, the blood quantum levels? Yeah, blood quantum levels are BS. My family is, you know, a lot of like family and indigenous family and friends are just done with it. They're like, the consensus is that if you're going to judge us based on our blood quantum level, then screw it. Why not just include everyone who has 1 drop of blood? And what is happening? Why did that blink? And I agree with that too. I do. Wait, what? They said it was so big, no way without heart surgery, and it closed up. Ooh. I mean, that's better than winning the lottery. That's, well. She's 3 years old. Yes. No. No, do not recommend. That's weird. I don't know. Okay, is there anything else anyone wants to talk about? I mean, we have a celebration. We have someone to pray for, and then we have a celebration for baby girl. So, yeah, yes, that is understatement right there. Yeah, although, I mean, she's possessive, but she's really good about sharing. She's learning and kind of understanding that sharing feels good, you know? So we are celebrating Sherry Landscaping's grandbaby, her heart, a hole in her heart closing up, and she doesn't need surgery, apparently. The human body is amazing. What the human body can do. Just amazing. Oh, there's a storm coming. That's why it's blipping. Okay. I may have to get going because when the weather gets wonky, the internet can get wonky here. Because New Orleans. I know, right? Especially with a baby that small. Why is it not? Is it doing that thing again? I'm trying to. Okay. You have a great evening too, Camilla. Right on, Christ conflict. We're about to have a storm here too, so I'm probably gonna jump off. You have the right to say no. Your no should be respected. If it isn't respected, just include everyone with 1 drop of blood, and then your group becomes larger and you have more power. All right, everybody, stay safe. Batten down the hatches. Apparently, storms are coming in, and we have, what was the thing? Like, subscribe, share, ring the bell, hit all. We do have Discord and a bunch of other stuff in the About page. All that good stuff. If you're having a problem, you can email me and I'll send you information where you can get help. We also, I think, have it. If we don't have it in the About page, I'll put it there too. But if you have like weird ass grievances, just keep that shit to yourself. All right. Bye, y'all. Have a good night. Stay safe. True. All of that and then some. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. We need a t-shirt like that. I think that has to happen. Bye, Josh. Hugs to you, too. All kinds of hugs. Hugs to everybody except a few people. Bye.